Hello class. Today we're going to have video number 2 of working on the bowl. And so I wanted to show you the bowl that I've been working on that we started a few days ago. I've built up by coiling to make it bigger. When I did that, I felt like the foot was too small. So I added a round coil, not the flat one that I usually coil with, on top of this. And I flared it out, and that allowed it to be about, going about 1/3 from the outside walls to give it more support because the foot was way too small. I added it on and I kind of smoothed it, and now this has gotten to leather hard and I need to fix this lip. The lip is like pretty inconsistent. You can see it's really short here and bigger here, and so I really need to work on that. I'm going to start with my Surform file, starting at the lower edge, and I'm going to file that down. Now if you don't have the file, if you didn't get one, it's okay. You're going to have to use your fettling knife, and you're going to have to kind of even that out, and then you'll have to go back in with the green scrubby that I'm going to be showing in a couple minutes. So I'm just really filing that down to be the same level. And it doesn't have to be completely flat or straight, but it does need to come down a bit. One thing I could have done earlier on is I could have added another coil in that low spot, but I waited too long, and now I have to file it down. All right, so I'm going to dump that out, get rid of all those little pieces, inside and outside, and this is what the top looks like now. So I'm going to take that same file, and I'm going to kind of curve in that inside, get that more rounded out, get that sharp edge off, and the outside where it's thicker and thinner. And I'm going to do a second dump of the particles. This is leather hard, so in all of my videos we talk about that, where it feels like a chunk of cheddar cheese. That's what it feels like currently, and maybe just a little on the dry side of that, and which is what I wanted, so that we could put some slip-on today. If it's too wet and you add the slip-on, you can run into some troubles with the pot rehydrating. This is still a little too high on this side, so I'm going to take it down just a little bit more. Generally, when I'm not doing a video, this is a slower process. I'm trying to keep these videos short enough for you. So now another thing I like to do is I like to use a damp sponge and just drape that over that lip. But for right now, I'm going to pinch a little. The lip is a little thick right here. And I'm going to come back in with this scrubby. And you see the way that I drape it over the lip, and that moves that clay. It's a kind of a great part about clay is that it does move. All right. Now, that lip is looking much better, but I will need to still round it out again with the, get rid of those marks that the scrubby and the file made. Now, that's looking a lot better, and I'm going to flip it and just make sure that this foot looks really good before I start adding slip. I'm going to leave the actual foot line nice and just that natural color. And I'm going to come around and add on. This is just our Stick to Anything slip. Remember, you were supposed to use the dark iron clay for this one, and I'm using this slip because it contrasts the color of the clay so well. I'm going to use this on the inside as well, because I'm giving you a couple choices of a transparent turquoise glaze and a transparent caramel colored glaze. I'm going to have to do a couple coats of this. Otherwise it looks pretty smeary. And where I just kind of swatched it up there, I'm going to come back in and fix that as well. I don't mind some clay coming through, but we're going to be doing sgraffito on this. So I'm going to have quite a bit of contrast to begin with. And be going through. Now I'm going to come back to that little foot that I got a little messy on and kind of reestablish that. All right, and a little bit more on the inside. You have two size brushes in your toolkit. One is a smaller one and one is a little bit bigger, so just use those. Now I'm going to let this dry. You can't just immediately start carving. It's going to take a little bit to let that dry, and then we'll come back and I'll put some in the inside, an application of slip on the inside as well, and then I'll show you how to do sgraffito on the surface. All right, so we'll be back in just a little while to work on that.